everyone, and welcome to my term project presentation for A Beginner's Guide to Programming with C++. One of the aspects that my guide covers is how to use Visual Studio Express 2013, and it also includes some images and steps on how to use Visual Studio Express, but I thought it would also be beneficial to provide a demonstration with how to use Visual Studio because it can be kind of confusing and a little bit frustrating at times. So if you're going to follow along with this presentation, then go ahead and open up Visual Studio Express 2013, and you should see a screen similar to this depending on your version. Go to New Project under Start. Go to Win32 Console Application. If you don't see it automatically on this list, then you'll see over here Visual C++. Click on that, go to Win32, and then go to Win32 Console Application, and then just feel free to name that whatever. Right, an application wizard will come up, and on the first screen you just hit Next. On the second screen you hit Empty Project and you unselect Security Development Lifecycle, then hit Finish. At this stage, this is what your project should look like. Go look for Solution Explorer. It's usually on the right or the left side of the screen. Go down to Source Files, Add, New Item. Make sure it's a C++ file, and you can also name that whatever you'd like. Alright, and then this will be the screen where you will be entering in your code. For the purpose of this demonstration, I actually already have some code selected, and I'm just going to paste it right into here. And this is the same code that you can find in the Your First Program section of my guide. So I wouldn't advise necessarily just copying and pasting that into Visual Studio though, because a lot of times the punctuation is not recognized in Visual Studio and you'll end up having some errors. So it's better to just type it out by hand. So you'll notice that a lot of the code is set apart by using different colors. And these different colors represent different types of code, obviously. The more that you'll use Visual Studio, the better an understanding you'll have of what these different colors mean. Another thing that you should take note of that Visual Studio will identify for you is syntax errors. So say you type in something like this, which is two data types just right next to each other with no semicolon or identifier or anything like that. It's obviously popping up and giving you some errors, letting you know there's something wrong. It'll kind of give you an idea of what's going on, but a lot of times it's vague or it doesn't quite make sense. So it's best to use your knowledge of syntax rules with C++ to kind of address those issues. Once you've gotten rid of any red squiggly errors in your program, you'll be ready to try debugging your program. So you'll go up here to Local Windows Debugger, and you'll click on that. It'll tell you the project's out of date, but go ahead and build it. Right, and then this is what your program should look like. You'll also notice that the window is staying open long enough for me to be able to look at it and examine it and everything. It's actually staying open because it's waiting for input from the keyboard. So once it's received the input and it's registered the enter key being pressed, the console application will close. Now the reason that stays open like this is because of this cin statement right here. If I comment the cin statement out, and I click Local Windows Debugger again, build the program again, you'll see it opens and closes before we're even able to look at the program and see what it's doing. So that's why I've included this cin statement, even though it's not really actually required at this point. However, using a cin statement is something that you'll still need to learn how to do to accept different file names and different inputs from users anyway. So that's why I decided to use that to keep Windows open, and it's something that you can do too when testing your programs. So now that I've shown you kind of how to use your debugger, how to address different errors, and told you a little bit about how it separates the code in here to make it more readable, I'm going to show you how to compile a program. Now, compiling a program turns it into an executable format, which is something that you could actually send to friends and family to show them how your program works. So you're going to go up here to, well, let's build this one more time to make sure it's building the right program. Okay, then go up to Build, go down to Compile, and you'll notice in the output window that it tells you that the build succeeded. Then you're going to go into your Windows Explorer, going to locate Visual Studio 2013, go to the Projects folder, and then go to your current project, go to Debug, and then your executable should be right in there. It'll end with .exe. Click on that, and it should load a program that looks exactly the same as what you were doing in Visual Studio. So yeah, that's kind of the rundown on how to use Visual Studio Express 2013. If you have any questions about how to use this, then feel free to leave them in as a comment in the forums. All right, thank you very much.